Greetings, dear viewers. My name is Luc Tessier, and this is A Form of Sound Words. A quick programming note. With summer upon us, vacation time is here. There's a high likelihood that there will be no new devotional uploaded next week, as my family and I will be traveling. Now, for today, it's story time. Let's look way back at an old king who ruled the kingdom of Judah some 3,000 years ago, King Asa. We'll pick up his story in 1 Kings chapter 15, verses 9 to 10. And in the 20th year of Jeroboam, king of Israel, reigned Asa over Judah. And 41 years reigned he in Jerusalem. And his mother's name was Maacah, the daughter of Abishalom. For some context, King Asa ruled in Jerusalem, in the kingdom of Judah, which comprised of 2 of the 12 tribes of Israel. The other 10 tribes rebelled against the crown in Jerusalem and had formed their own nation, the kingdom of Israel. Animosity prevailed between these 2 Jewish factions, with the southern kingdom of Judah carrying on with the worship of the Lord, while the northern kingdom of Israel turned to the gods of the nations around them, like Baal and Molech. We continue. And Asa did that which was right in the eyes of the Lord, as did David his father. And he took away the Sodomites out of the land, and removed all the idols that his fathers had made. And also Maacah his mother, even her he removed from being queen, because she had made an idol in a grove. And Asa destroyed her idol, and burnt it by the brook Kidron. But the high places were not removed. Nevertheless, Asa's heart was perfect with the Lord all his days. And he brought in the things which his father had dedicated, and the things which himself had dedicated, into the house of the Lord, silver and gold and vessels. The kingdom of Judah had, over its existence, a mix of faithful and unfaithful kings. Asa committed himself to the God of his forefather, King David, and cleaned up the evil practices of his ungodly predecessors, including the removal of his own mother from her position as queen due to her idol worship, which the Bible, in no uncertain terms, prohibited. We continue. And there was war between Asa and Baasha, king of Israel, all their days. And Baasha, king of Israel, went up against Judah and built Ramah, that he might not suffer any to go out or come in to Asa, king of Judah. So Baasha, the king of Israel, wanted to prevent his people from traveling to the southern kingdom to worship the Lord, as this could quickly erode his power in the north. Think of it like building the Berlin Wall, keeping his people in. Seeing this, King Asa took action. Then Asa took all the silver and the gold that were left in the treasures of the house of the Lord, and the treasures of the king's house, and delivered them into the hand of his servants. And King Asa sent them to Ben-Hadad, the son of Tibrimon, the son of Hezion, king of Syria, that dwelt at Damascus, saying, There is a league between me and thee, and between my father and thy father. Behold, I have sent unto thee a present of silver and gold. Come and break thy league with Baasha, king of Israel, that he may depart from me. So, to foil King Baasha's plan, Asa takes a bunch of treasure and sends it up to King Ben-Hadad, the king of Syria, who dwelt just north of the kingdom of Israel. Essentially, King Asa was trying to bribe the king of Syria to attack the kingdom of Israel, forcing Baasha to split his forces, some to defend his southern border, the other to defend the northern border. As far as tactical planning is concerned, it was a brilliant plan, and it worked like a charm. So Ben-Hadad hearkened unto King Asa, and sent the captains of the hosts which he had against the cities of Israel, and smote Ijon, and Dan, and Abel-Beth-Maacah, and all Cinneroth, with all the land of Naphtali. And it came to pass, when Baasha heard thereof, that he left off building of Ramah, and dwelt in Tirzah. Then King Asa made a proclamation throughout all Judah. None was exempted, and they took away the stones of Ramah, and the timber thereof, wherewith Baasha had builded. And King Asa built with them Geba of Benjamin, and Mizpah. So Ben-Hadad took the bribe, attacked Israel from the north, forcing Baasha to pull his forces from his southern border to respond to the Syrian threat to the north. King Asa then raided all the forts and walls Baasha was forced to leave behind, and with this material, Asa built his own forts to protect his nation from future attacks from the kingdom of Israel. A perfect plan executed perfectly. Right? Well, if you only read the narrative in 1 Kings, you might think so. But the Bible records this account twice, and more details are given in 2 Chronicles chapter 16, verses 7 to 10. And at that time Hanani the seer came to Asa king of Judah, and said unto him, Because thou hast relied on the king of Syria, and not relied on the Lord thy God, therefore is the host of the king of Syria escaped out of thine hand. Were not the Ethiopians and the Lubims a huge host, with very many chariots and horsemen? Yet because thou didst rely on the Lord, he delivered them into thine hand. For the eyes of the Lord run to and fro throughout the whole earth, to show himself strong in the behalf of them whose heart is perfect toward him. Herein thou hast done foolishly. Therefore, from henceforth thou shalt have wars. Then Asa was wroth with the seer, and put him in a prison house, for he was in a rage with him because of this thing. And Asa oppressed some of the people the same time. That's right. Despite Asa's plan working flawlessly, despite his unconditional victory against Baasha, according to the prophet Hanani, Asa had messed up. His error? Looking to men for help instead of seeking God for help. Relying on carnal plans and strategy instead of relying on the living God in all his earthly affairs. Just prior to these events, and the prophet Hanani makes mention of this, Asa had gone to the Lord in what was a near hopeless battle. 2 Chronicles chapter 14, verse 8 to 12. And Asa had an army of men that bare targets and spears, out of Judah 300,000, and out of Benjamin that bare shields and drew bows 280,000. All these were mighty men of valor. And there came out against them Zerah the Ethiopian, with an host of 1,000,300 chariots, and came unto Marashah. Then Asa went out against him, and they set the battle in array in the valley of Zephathah at Marashah. And Asa cried unto the Lord his God, and said, Lord, it is nothing with thee to help, whether with many or with them that have no power. Help us, O Lord our God, for we rest on thee, and in thy name we go against this multitude. O Lord, thou art our God. Let not man prevail against thee. So the Lord smote the Ethiopians before Asa and before Judah, and the Ethiopians fled. Now, why did Asa go to the Lord in one battle and relied on himself in the other? Simple. The battle against the Ethiopians was a hopeless one, while his battle with Baasha was one Asa believed he could handle himself. Against the Ethiopians, Asa was outnumbered 2-1. Without the Lord, he knew he was toast. He didn't think that about Baasha. So he took matters into his own hands, and in the process, he enriched a heathen king, the king of Syria, who would, in time, invade and take captive Israel and besiege Jerusalem. Asa thought he was wise, and the immediate result of his actions seemed to prove his wisdom. But the Lord always knows better, and his ways are always wisdom and righteousness. The correct move was and will always be prayer for God's direction and help. The lesson of this narrative is simple to understand, isn't it? It's easy to call out to the Lord when the doctor tells you it's cancer. It's easy to seek for the Lord's wisdom when the bank account is in the red. Praying to the Lord comes naturally when we find ourselves in grave danger with no one around to help. But what about all those instances when we feel we can handle things ourselves? When the bank account is full? When we are walking through danger surrounded by strong friends? When we are going through life in good health? It's easy in those instances to forget that God is even there. And that's the danger. That's the pitfall. Proverbs 18, verse 12. Before destruction, the heart of man is haughty, and before honor is humility. Dear viewers, let us be wise in our way of life. Let us never think we can handle this. We don't need to go to the Lord. We don't need prayer. Rather, let us fear the Lord and obey the words of the prophet Micah. He has showed thee, O man, what is good, and what doth the Lord require of thee, but to do justly, and to love mercy, and to walk humbly with thy God. And with that, dear viewers, the Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious unto you. The Lord lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace.